Hello and welcome to another update video about Bitcoin. Yeah, here on the BTC chart, we are tracking still this potential diagonal structure to the upside. I'm going to zoom out a little bit. It is this diagonal pattern to the upside in the white scenario in which we are tracking a completed larger degree wave 4. It might have bottomed on the 11th of March there. It was overnight at around $76,700. As long as this level is holding, I mean, it is possible that wave 4 bottomed, but obviously there were some warning levels that if they are broken, then we can already assume that this is not the correct interpretation. But for now, let's just explain here the white scenario. So wave 1, wave 2, we could now be in a third wave that should take us to 91,400, however. We're far away from that at the moment. The thesis would be that this here was the A wave of 3. We're now in a B wave, or might have bottomed actually, wave B, and then the C wave could be in the process of starting, and it should take us to, as I said, like 91,000 plus. Then we should get another wave 4 and a wave 5. That being said, this is only a valid interpretation on the micro level, as long as we are holding above the red line, because any break below that red line would invalidate the idea that wave 3 has already started. And that level, it's a key level for risk management, is at $81,139. Is this a highly reliable scenario? Of course not. I mean, we are not dealing here with an impulse. We are halfway through a potential ugly diagonal pattern. So yeah, this is not a reliable scenario as such. But it is one that I'm tracking because I find it still quite probable, at least at the moment, and at least as long as we are holding above certain levels. Now, while I told you already about this invalidation point, there are, of course, some levels above that will act as early warning levels that this white scenario will be invalidated, and we'll talk about that as well. But for now, what would be alternatives? So what could be an alternative scenario before we talk about other levels? A scenario that is definitely another likely scenario, which is more bearish, short-term at least, would be a triangle pattern that we're dealing here with a B-wave triangle, and we could get another extension to the downside in this wave 4, and wave 4 is still unfolding. Talking about that larger wave 4 that in the white count already bottomed. In the yellow count, this is still unfolding, and it would be a triangle pattern labeled wave A to the upside, wave B, wave C could be done already. I mean, if we break below these levels, especially the red line that I just mentioned, it's possible that we're already in the D wave of the triangle, and we could get another E wave up, and this would be a triangle pattern. Could take a while until this is really completed. That would certainly be quite frustrating, and that would be a bearish alternative. Now let's take a look at the micro patterns. Really here, sort of an intraday Saturday update. Not much going on there, however, as expected. I mentioned to you in the last video that, look, I mean, I don't assume we'll get major movements today. Maybe tomorrow, yeah, but Saturdays have been quite slow and boring in recent weeks, and they typically are, with a few exceptions in 2024. But we saw the price break above that trend line. If we say that circle wave B in the larger third wave to the upside already bottomed, then we are now in the early stages of that C wave of wave 3. And we already completed waves 1 and 2. This is super questionable. Obviously, there's micro patterns, but the idea is that they maybe this initial 5-wave move up would also be a diagonal. So we've got a wave 1, 2, A, B. That B wave could still be unfolding. And yeah, I can go with, I can justify this as long as the market holds above 83,370, 83,370. I mean, possibly this was wave 2 and then A, B. Okay, we have to consider that. That is what I'm tracking as white scenario. We're far away from confirming a low, and as long as we're holding above that red line on the micro level. Also here on the shorter time frame, the focus could be on higher, but again, we need confirmation, and we need confirmation by getting a break above resistance at 85,076 in 5 waves. So until we get a proper 5-wave move up above the first resistance zone, there is no evidence that circle wave B has bottomed. Until then, we just haven't got clarity. Okay. Yes, we have a break above a trend line, and yes, there has been some upside momentum, but honestly, Bitcoin is just grinding sideways, and the Saturday volume is low anyway. So yeah, not much going on. So I don't expect a major breakout to the upside today, but we could get a little bit more upside maybe before we get the yeah, I mean, before we get, we have to get some more upside before we get confirmation, right? I mean, it's either we get 5 waves up, then we just need to be aware that this is the resistance zone between 84,735 and 85,076. And if we get 5 waves up, well, that would be our confirmation. Then we might call that wave 1 of the C wave to the upside and so on. But if we get a break below the red line here at 83,370, then this upside reversal attempt is failing and circle wave B is simply resetting. Then support is at 82,444. I've got it labeled like that, so I give the bulls the chance here at the moment. Yeah, the benefit of the doubt, but lower still possible, and it wouldn't even be a major problem. 82,444 would be in that case the next support level. Yeah, that's how I track Bitcoin at the moment. I hope you liked the update. If you did, please hit the like button, leave a comment, and subscribe. And if you really like the content, then please check out the channel membership. Also, I invite you to join us here on X for further discussions, additional video updates. Today I uploaded a Chronos video, for example. A few days ago I uploaded Ondo was uploaded, for example. So if you don't want to miss these additional video updates, then yeah, check out our X profile. The link is pinned in the video description. Thank you very much. Bye-bye.